Oh, you're on mute right now.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
Oh boy.
I totally
Craziness.
forgot. I totally forgot today was a meeting day.
I just last night said, can we do the walkthrough at 7:30 in the morning instead of 3 in the anyway, and then I'm sitting at the vets and the pictures to show me the door standing open and damage, and I'm like, okay, I'll be right there.
I
So,
can't believe
anyway.
that. I can't believe it was a month that we saw everybody.
I know it was
That's crazy.
yesterday. And I don't have my notes in front of me, Dawn, but you probably know Wayne Tanaka. Is that the right name?
Familiar. Okay.
He's with the
Okay.
Sierra Club.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. He's going to be on the. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I guess there's only 2 of us though, right?
No, Mahina's on too.
Oh, hi, Mahina. Okay.
So I think we have
So
quorum.
we have quorum. That's what. Okay, so we can call the meeting to order. We need to approve the July 5th meeting minutes, which I don't expect anybody to even remember diddly about. That was 6 months ago or 4 months ago. But could we just have a motion to approve the July 5th minutes as circulated?
I'll make a motion to approve the what meeting? July 6 meetings?
I think it was July 5th.
July 5th.
Whatever
meeting.
our July meeting. Yeah.
Let me look. Yes, I make a motion to approve the July 5th meetings as circulated. And I'm Dawn Hager and I'm by myself. I think we have to say that too, right?
Yeah, right. Thank you. And Mahina's by herself, or?
And I'm Mahina Tudor and I'm by myself, and I'll second that motion.
Okay, hearing no objections, the motion is approved as made, because it's just the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. If my memory serves me correct, our next item on the agenda is to discuss the panel for the forum for the January meeting. And I confirmed with Ron what the meeting date he gave us when we were all together. The agenda is the correct one, and I believe it's the 11th. Is that right, Les? Whatever I sent the agenda out as. I think I put the date on there for the forum.
Yeah.
Let me look at the notes.
Yeah, January 11th, 2023. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's then. And so we've invited Wayne Tanaka and 2 other people, can't think of their names at the moment, to be on the panel with us or with Ron. And we got to think of a better name. I don't think it's politically correct to call it EIS for dummies, but that's essentially what the format of this is. We're going to, just have it be really basic and sort of this is an attempt to satisfy Maka'ala's request that we make it more understandable for people to know what they're reading. Although yes. I'll digress here and say, Les, you helped somebody, Kehal Costa, who just left the realtors as our executive officer and went to work at the county house, the Hawaii County. She was given an assignment on her state to access an EA for a property and do something. And she contacted me about our archives. I told her, yes, there were archives, and I gave her your information if she had trouble. And she pretty much found what she was looking for, but because you can do it.
Mary, your audio is going off and on. I couldn't hear what you just said.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm
your time.
I'm driving. I'm almost I'll repeat that later in the meeting.
Okay.
I'm almost to my office. And
Okay,
we'll get on a regular connection.
Do
thank you.
Um,
you
so
want me
what I'm
to?
looking for, ladies, today, go ahead, Dawn.
Oh, no, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
We need to come up with a title for this talk, this forum, and without using the word dummies.
How about understanding the EIS, understanding the rules or something like that, understanding, like, forum for understanding. So it's a little bit more warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, I wanted to I was hoping to get say something catchy
Ah,
at the same time. So
well,
what does EIS mean to you?
catchy. Not much
What-
catchy in EIS stuff. Maybe like how to pass the hurdles. How about this? How to pass the hurdles of an EIS. Because really we're
Okay,
jumping
yeah,
through hurdles, right?
yeah,
whole-
I like that.
Yeah, jumping through hurdles or figuring out how
clear-
to pass hurdles, clearing hurdles.
Clear the hurdles. Yeah, clear the hurdles of EIS.
Yeah,
What clearing hurdles, EIS 101, or I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't want to make too much of it.
yeah, or EIS hurdles 101.
Okay, yeah. I don't. I think I like the word. I like the action in clearing.
Yeah,
But so let's drop the 101 and stick with clearing.
okay.
I like it.
Okay. So that's really we're just waiting to get confirmation on everybody's invitations that went out. I sent the invitations last Thursday. Wayne said, I'll get back to you. And the other two people who I can't think who they were didn't answer me yet at all.
Okay.
So.
Do we have to do those flyers again and stuff, like how we had to do it last time?
I think we'll just keep it simpler and just send people invitations.
Okay.
I don't think it was worth the effort.
No. It was worth the girl's effort. She was great. And thank you for hiring her. It just became really clustery.
Yeah. I thought about trying it again just because we have a different committee dynamic, but there's
Right.
enough going on in everybody's lives that I'm working on the keep it simple, stupid theory.
Yeah. I like that.
And then so is there anything, what Ron was asking me was, what in particular do we want to be sure is covered in the discussion? And so I wanted to open the floor. Both of you do way more of those than I ever come into contact with. So what do you see as, what are things that people have trouble clearing?
I think it's just the basic understanding why you have to even do an exemption or environmental assessment or EIS. Their lack of understanding is not just for people, but also for county agencies.
Okay,
You
good
know,
point.
it's,
Uh-huh.
I don't think all county agencies are on the same page. So
Okay,
a great example is Big Island calls me about something, but Maui may not reflect the same requirement. So I think, in general, it's
Okay.
aimed at a basic level for all agencies. And then, of course, the lay people like Maka'ala, and those people that she has to explain. And it's, to me, the environmental law is how do you intervene on an action that you think might have more significance.
okay.
Yeah. So I think it's more like, why would you intervene? How would you intervene? What
What are the
questions should
triggers?
you ask? Yeah,
what are triggers?
yeah, who, what, why, when?
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does. I think that's a good,
We can
No,
come up with
just-
a list of questions for them.
just an
you know?
outline. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if we really need a list of questions as much as we need,
Discussion
think-
points.
yeah, Ron just he's, Mary, I can talk all day long about this and you don't want me to do that. So,
Well, I think,
I
maybe we should come from Makaala's standpoint, which is she has a lot of people in the community who don't understand how it works, why it's even important.
You're right, right.
And then, you can tailor it to that because Ron is true. I mean, he's really knowledgeable
Right.
and he can talk all day. I can't
I'm-
believe today's the first.
I'm not sure how to switch my phone from
Just bring it with
my
you.
car. Well,
Oh.
it's on my car right now. I need to get it to go to my phone.
Oh, no, just hang up
Um,
and call back in when you get to
Yeah.
your office.
Is
Yeah.
that okay, Les? Is that
Yeah,
legitimate?
that-
Okay,
yeah,
just give me,
that's fine.
okay, give me 5 minutes. I'll be there. Bye-bye.
Okay, take your time.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go on mute again.
All right.
Les, we should find a background for you so that we're not always looking at that room.
Sorry.
No. Do you know how to do a background on that display?
Yeah, I think we have set backgrounds, but I think for the purposes of
You have to show it.
well, we
room?
gotta show if in case anybody shows up, they
Oh,
have to be-
really?
yeah. So that's why I leave it. They suggested, LUC was the one that told me that he
Oh,
suggested,
really?
yeah, leave it there so that they know the room is empty.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was like that.
yeah, in case, because this is one of the hybrid locations, so people
Yeah.
technically can, come in at any time, during the meeting.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting because somebody told me that they just started the CPAC meetings for South Maui. And he
Mhm.
was saying that they can't do a hybrid meeting because the internet's so bad in a location that they want to use. And
Oh,
I was
yeah?
like, oh, I wasn't aware that you had to have a room for somebody to come if if it's Zoom, it should just be Zoom, right? But
Right.
yeah, so he was telling me that they can't do a hybrid meeting because of that reason, because exactly for what you're saying.
Yeah, you have to have a room for people to come into.
Yeah. So that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, welcome to government.
I know, I'm wasting paper. Hey, do you want me to send the physical one in, or do I just scan it back to you?
You can scan it back to me, yeah, and then I'll forward it on over, yeah.
Okay, I'll scan it
Okay.
then. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for your patience and understanding. Did we lose Mahina?
Yeah, she just dropped out for some reason. She didn't say anything.
Okay, well, we'll see if she comes back, I guess.
Okay,
Hopefully, we don't have to do something that requires a quorum.
okay.
So I think that covers what we need to do right now for the clearing the hurdles of EIS. And then we'll do the who, what, why. Maybe offline, I'll ask Maka'ala if there's a couple of key questions that like get repeated a lot, repetitive questions that she has to address for people. The next thing on our agenda is these crazy elevator speeches. I'm almost sorry I ever had the idea.
Why are we
so-
doing elevator speeches again, just to identify like we're all on the same page?
Yeah, it was, we went way back when we looked at that, the report from the strategic planning group. We kind of, it made some reference to, I don't know, I could find that stuff here. Let's see.
Yeah.
It made some reference to like who, what are we all about or whatever. And so then we came up with the idea of elevator speeches. And
Yeah.
And now it's kind of taken on a life of its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Which I suppose is to the credit of the council that we have so many creative minds that they're always. Ron fired off Ron sent his to me like within 20 minutes of the meeting being over, like it had been stowing on his mind or something. And so I don't know if Onana thought that maybe it was a good idea if we maybe that INO should have a recommendation to the council of which one was better than another, or I honestly think that they're all pretty good depending on the setting that you're in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. To be honest with you, number 8 is the easiest. It's the Environmental Council advises the Office of Planning on the goals. We meet monthly. That's the easiest one.
Yep.
Because the other one, number 7, is a lot. You'll lose people at line 1.
Which one was Maka'ala's? Do you remember?
If I had to guess, it would be number 3. That we should guess these. This should be good. I would think number 3.
That was part of Ron's.
Oh, well.
I think the first 4 are Ron's.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh, no, it's that's not true. Actually, the first 4 were my submissions that I pulled from going back through all of the old, everything that, since I've been on the council.
right.
And then Ron's is 5. 7 is Robbins. I don't know if Maka'ala's made it in here again.
I know I didn't put one in because I thought it was all pretty good already,
Okay.
So I think number 8 is easiest because
Alright.
that's the easiest. Like, I don't think Gordon will remember, to say all this stuff. I would, and Ron might, and Maka'ala might, but, it depends. It's like, who are you talking to? Maybe we should agree on like a elevator speech when we talk to somebody and what are, like, if we're ever writing a letter, what the EAC does, because then it's a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I thought about that the other night in my sleep and I haven't done it. I was going to go look at Onana's testimony and see, how when people testify, they always do like a little introductory paragraph.
Yeah, that's what we should use. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, well, there's Mahina. Yay, we can make an official decision. Hi,
So-
Mahina. Thanks for coming back. We're talking about the elevator speeches now. And we were thinking that it would be, we have several thoughts here that we should make a recommendation from INO to the council as to what we think a good one is. And my comment was that I think there's maybe 2 factors we should submit. One for when you need a simple statement to explain what the council is all about. So number 8 is probably the best for that. It's the simplest and it says the most in the briefest manner. And then if people wanted to look at the other 7, just to draw on as a resource when they're writing testimony, or if they have to write something to explain to someone when, what is the council and why do they need to do an exemption or something like that. This would be good data for them to draw on. Does that make sense to you, Mahina?
Yeah, that makes sense. And sorry, I dropped off. I'm driving, so.
It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
I just got back on, so at least I'm on a stable connection now. Okay, so that's what we'll do for item number 4 on our agenda. And then item number 5, I'm going to toss this ball to you, Dawn. We wanted to discuss other work that would be deemed appropriate for INO. And
Yeah.
I used your example. If you would help us through that, please.
Yeah, so that's great. So, when I have professional jobs, sometimes I have to consult with U.S. Fish and Wildlife on endangered species lists, or ESA Section 7. And so I was working on this list and they had come up with a whole new website and I could not figure out for the life of me how to generate a list. And so I actually ended up talking to U.S. Fish and Wildlife and their technical person who is in the mainland. And we all agreed that we could probably do a information session, even though it's related to more NEPA documents and findings of fact, but a lot of people do have to do federal requirements. And, if you're doing an EA, you do have to always look at the endangered species and stuff and threatened species. So it does kind of dovetail in. And so what we agreed is that the girl, Carrie, she was like, we will go ahead and I'll have my IT person on and we can show people step-by-step how to generate a Section 7 list. Because basically what they're having problems with is people don't know how to access the website or log in or actually find the platform. And it's a federal platform that you have to log into, and then you have to find the platform, and then you have to log into that. So we were like, why don't we just do a informational tutorial? So I asked her, I said, hey, do you mind if I reach out to Environmental Council to see if we can hold something like this? And she's like, sure. And she got approval from her boss as well. So I just thought it's something really good. Yeah.
I think that follows right in line with what we're doing at the next forum for EISs.
Yeah.
Of us being a source
Yeah.
of the source,
Yeah.
So
I think
we want to make that our next forum in February?
Yeah.
Or is that too long away?
March.
March, okay.
How many are we supposed to do a year? I think this is where we're going back to. Because remember how once it was like 1 a year and we were really good. We did 3 a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we wanting to go, like at once a month, or are we trying to go more?
I'm just too, I get too gung-ho. I need to be reined in.
I would agree that February would be fine, just because a lot of people have to generate these lists and it's good for them. So I would agree February is fine. I just have to see what her schedule is. And then do we want to actually, dovetail in? I'm not sure if we can talk about this without it being listed, but do we want to actually talk about an INO meeting schedule? Like we're going to plan something for January, February. I don't know if
we did that for our first forum and it worked pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, does it have to be sunshine on the agenda in order to talk about it?
About a meeting schedule?
Yeah. Les?
Yeah, I got your question.
Yeah, too bad Jody's not here, but I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So why don't we bring it up that maybe we need to have at the EAC meeting that we're gonna talk about an agenda schedule at the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that.
Is that way where, all these you know, people who are saying, oh, it's INO, it's INO, you know, then we know it's like, okay, it's INO and we're going to do it in May and September and December, right? Versus like every month or something.
Right.
And that way, if, you know, we need help from LAS or, you know, anybody, right? We can be like, hey, but February is probably fine for US Fish and Wildlife, just so you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she's really nice. And I swear to God, like I do with federal databases, and I could not figure out how to get to this to even print the list out. So she was very helpful for me.
Well, and if somebody who's so adept at all this, like you couldn't do it, then it, you know, that just says there's a real need there.
Yeah. And
Right, to
apparently,
break the code.
yeah. And apparently all the state agencies are now requiring an ESA 7 letter too, section 7 letter. So I thought that was really interesting. So I thought, why not?
Okay,
Yeah.
alrighty. Les, we have to get off because there's another meeting, right?
Yeah, 10:45, that's Robin's meeting, yeah.
Right, okay. So the, okay, item number 6 is just that our next meeting will be December 7th. So for that agenda, I already know I need to put this on here about INO meetings. And, is there anything else we should add to the agenda for December 7th at this time?
No.
Okay. All righty. Does anyone else have anything to bring up for INO?
No.
Done, we will adjourn the meeting. See you all at,
Okay.
3,
Okay,
are we doing
Bye.
12:30 or 1 o'clock?
1,
no, 1:30 is the full council meeting.
1:30.
1:30.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, see you then.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you all again for your kindness this morning.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everybody.